Well, police shootings across the country raise questions about the judgment of those officers. Shoot or don't shoot.
Yeah, but far more often, it's not the police who go looking for trouble. Trouble shows up when they least expect it.
Well, Fox 5 I-Team reporter Randy Travis investigates one North Georgia shooting and its aftermath on the officers who were involved. Randy?
That's right, Russ and Sine. Marshall Rice had already served 20 years in prison when Habersham County deputies pulled him over one night in 2013. Somehow everyone lived to tell their story and face each other once again.
Another lonely road, a quiet Sunday night, a garden variety traffic stop, but danger knows no boundary.
I've seen a lot of videos. I've never seen one like that.
Shots fired, shots fired.
What do you think as you watch it?
Just how quick your life can be took from you.
Deputies stopped Marshall Rice in October 2013, suspecting his F-150 could have been involved in the theft of some jet skis. Deputy Graham Arrowood knew the 47-year-old driver. Lieutenant Tonya Elrod eventually arrived to ask some questions. No one on this night expected Rice would get out with this in his hand, a gun that would jam.
Step out here with me, please.
Do what, ma'am?
Step out here with me, please.
Buddy, you better drop it.
Drop the gun. Drop the gun. Shots fired, shots fired. Give me a minute. Drop the gun.
Drop it.
Drop it now.
And not only did he put the gun to my head, pull the trigger, he tried his best to clear the gun and tried to shoot me 2 more times after that while I was backing away. And had Graham not tackled him and Greg had not shot him, I would be dead.
In a matter of seconds, Sergeant Greg Chastain fired 7 shots, one of them going right through Rice's hat.
They saved your life.
Yes, they did.
No one keeps track of how many police shootings happen each year. We're not even sure how many times police kill someone each year, an estimate 400 to 1,000 times across the country. We hear a lot about the questionable police shootings, but even the ones that are clean, justifiable, unavoidable, still leave scars with the survivors.
Ask the next question.
Somehow Rice survived 2 gunshot wounds. When it came time this year to be tried for aggravated assault on a police officer, the twice convicted felon chose to represent himself.
You never saw a weapon, is that correct?
Did I see a weapon?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I saw one in your hand.
With such a strong case against him, deputies and prosecutors feared the real reason Rice wanted to play lawyer was to plan more violence.
Lieutenant Elrod, do you really expect this court to believe you had legitimate reason to stop this vehicle?
But turns out the only real threat was emotional. When Tonya Elrod found herself under cross-examination by the same man who once tried to kill her.
When you snatch Mr. Rice's door open, he steps out, there's a period of time when you say something to him. What was it you said to Mr. Rice to make him react the way he did?
I did not snatch the door and I asked you to possess his vehicle.
Okay, so you didn't say nothing else to him? No further questions, Your Honor.
Was there a part of you looking at him thinking, buddy, you don't know how lucky you are right now. You could be on trial for a lot worse than this.
I did think that, yes.
Were you mad at him?
No, I wasn't mad. I felt bad for him. I felt sorry.
Rice asked for a bench trial, meaning only Judge Rusty Smith would decide his guilt. At the end of a one-day trial, with DA Brian Rickman prosecuting the case, Smith found Rice guilty on all charges. Sentence, 70 years in prison.
You okay?
But it's not really a happy ending. Everything back to normal.
Now you think a little more, do they have a gun? Where would it be? It makes you question everything.
A little more than a year after he saved Lieutenant Elrod's life, Sergeant Chastain would do the same for their sheriff. The 2 responded to the home of former deputy Anthony Giaquinta, who had already killed his ex-wife and her boyfriend and wounded 2 officers, including Sheriff Joey Terrell. Chastain would fire back and kill Giaquinta. 2 officer-involved shootings that saved at least 4 police lives.
Sergeant Chastain sounds like the kind of guy you want to have backing you up.
You do. I would take him with me everywhere I could. For my 2 guys that were there, no words to thank them of how wonderful they are.
Shoot or don't shoot? How much time does a cop really have to decide? How long before the echoes of those shots finally fade?
If law enforcement officers seem to be on a very heightened state of alert, it's because of situations like this. And sometimes it's hard, you know, Tonya Elrod wouldn't have told you that this would be the case that would change her life, where over some jet skis a guy would put a gun to her head and try to kill her.
The two other deputies involved did not want to talk about the shooting. One has since left law enforcement, although there's no indication what happened that night in 2013 played a role in that decision, but everyone was so lucky that night.
Absolutely. So looking back at that scenario, what was it that motivated the suspect to pull out the gun in the first place?
That's still a question we can't answer. He has suggested in his ramblings there in court that day that he knew that the gun was going to jam, and that's why he pointed it at the police officer, because he wanted to commit suicide by cop. But the DA pointed out that doesn't make any sense, because he tried to clear that jam a couple of times in there. You see that clearly on the tape. So we really don't know. We also don't know, you know, why the gun didn't fire in the first place, because they found a live round on the ground and it had gone through the chamber.
Wow. Well, Lieutenant Elrod is very generous to say she feels sorry for him, isn't angry, because I bet a lot of folks who are watching like me are angry at Rice over what he tried to do. She tried to forgive Russ and move on, and it's a credit to her for that.
Definitely. All right. Thanks so much, Randy.